There are so many teacher planners out there. How do you know which one is right for you? Well, that's what we're diving into in today's episode. Welcome back to the Teach for the Heart podcast, where we tackle teaching challenges from a biblical perspective. This episode is brought to you in partnership with the Herzog Foundation. I'm here today with Sarah Humes, one of our Teach for the Heart team members and Teach for the Heart Plus mentors. Sarah, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we are so excited to talk about planners, which is something that here at Teach for the Heart, we have a special place in our heart for, because of course we have our own teacher planner called Pray and Plan. But this episode is designed to help you choose the best planner for you, whether it's Pray and Plan or not. So we're just going to kind of guide you through some questions to help you consider and find the planner that's right for you. Are you ready to dive into this, Sarah?
I'm super excited to dive into this.
So the first question that we think you should ask yourself when deciding a planner is, what do you want to use the planner for? And in particular, the biggest question I like to ask people first is, do you want to do lesson planning in it, right? So some of you are like, yes, I want a paper lesson planner. When I was teaching, I did my lesson plans on the computer. So I didn't need my planner to have lesson plans. I just wanted a planner for my daily to-dos. So that's the question. Do you want lesson planning? Do you want to-dos, or do you want both? Sarah, anything people should be considering as they think about this?
Well, and I think it's okay to have, like, if you're like me, I'm someone who I like to do them both digitally and on paper. Like, I kind of wanted to have like the more formal side digitally, but then I like to have it sketched out so I can have it with me on, like the bare bones. Like, okay, we're going to do this and this. And so I liked having that on paper just to keep me on track.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So some people might be like, I'm doing this on the computer, but I still want something on paper. And that's really the key. What do you want on paper? What do you want to have with you? Um, and that's really important. In particular, with our Pray and Plan, we have two versions with lesson plans and two versions without, right? So we have here the Deluxe and Mini do not have any space for lesson plans. So if you want lesson plans, these are not the right one for you, right?
Right.
So that's important to know. And then we have two versions that do have lesson plans. And in particular, our Ultimate is absolutely everything. It's got lesson plans and to-dos. And then the lesson planner has lesson plans and no to-dos. So it's just very important, whether you're getting Pray and Plan or a different planner, to just think through, do I want it to do lesson planning? Do I want it to do to-dos? Do I want it to do both? And then is there anything else? Is there anything else that's really important for me? What do I want to track? And we'll get into some more features, but I think those are the big ones to consider right
Yes.
off the bat. So once you've thought through, okay, do I want lesson plans or not on paper, right? Do I want to-dos on paper, or is that separate? I think another thing to consider is what size of planner you want, okay? And there's a whole spectrum here. Some people are planner enthusiasts and they say the more space, the more everything. I don't care how big it is. Sarah, that's you.
That's
You're
me.
looking for something like our Ultimate, right?
Yes.
Or and there's other teacher planners that are also very big, have everything. It's like, okay, we have space for everything. It's got the tabs. It's got, just everything all in one place. But other people might look at this one and go, that is too big. I don't want to lug around a big planner. You might be looking for something smaller and compact, like our Mini. This is my favorite. I'm like, I don't need all that. I just want something small and compact. So there's no right or wrong, but it's important to consider. Do I want something I can just grab and it's super light, or do I want all the features and I don't care that it's bigger and takes up more space? Sarah,
Yeah,
I know you fall on the planner enthusiast side.
I do. And there's so much a part of me that wants to be someone who can be a mini person. Like, I would love for because, I do build my muscles carrying my Ultimate everywhere I go. Like, I even take it on vacation with me. But I know that I'm not a mini person and I have to accept that about myself. I just have to realize that I run out of room in the Ultimate. Okay. Like, even though there's so much room, like, I have to sometimes put Post-its over my notes in the Ultimate because I want all the room.
Yes, and that's just important to know yourself, and also just to think through, like, yeah, what do I want? The smaller size is convenient, but if you need more space, then and you want to have the space, then it's worth it to have a bigger planner. So it really
Yes.
is all just trade-off. And another good thing just to keep in mind is, you're never married to a certain planner forever, right? It's a 1-year planner, so you do wanna think it through and make a good decision, but at the same time, we've had so many people say, "I did the mini, I want more space this year, I'm doing the deluxe," or, "I did the lesson planner, I wanna go back to the ultimate this year." So it's something you can obviously go back and forth on too.
Yes.
So, side note before we get to question number 3, I want to talk for just a second about digital planners. So, digital planners is almost like a whole nother category, but we have to talk about it now because if you're like, okay, I actually don't want a physical planner, I want to do my planning I want it all digital. I just a couple thoughts here. Obviously, this is just once again totally up to you and what you want. I think that we do have a digital pray and plan, meaning it is like hyperlinked and it's used for, note taking software or planner software. I think this is a great option if you are already use a tablet a lot and you love it. So if you're like, I take all my notes on my tablet and I bring it everywhere and I use it for all these other things, I want to do my planning in it too. And I'm not talking about like lesson plans on Excel. I'm talking about using like this type of planner digitally. If you are already using that, I think it's a great fit. And we have the digital version, and there's lots of digital planners out there. But if you don't love digital planning, I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend it unless it's something you're just really excited to try because there is something about pen and paper that I think is always valuable. I think it's also kind of making a comeback. So I guess I'm just saying if you feel like you like pen and paper, I wouldn't push yourself towards digital. But if you know you love digital and that's part of what you do, that can be a really cool option to be able to kind of marry it onto something like a tablet. So Sarah, I don't know if you have any advice or thoughts on the digital formats.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not already a techie person, you're gonna have to learn the application too. Like,
Right.
I'm familiar with Notability. I use Notability a lot, especially for my church notes, things like that, which is one of the software that we recommend. But I will say that I don't love using our planner in it. Like, I think it's fun. Honestly, my favorite thing to do with our planner inside of Notability is to color the pictures. I think that coloring the pictures is so much fun in there. But day to day, I use my physical planner.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so it really is up to you. If you're like, I love digital planners, we have an awesome one. There's awesome ones out there, but it's just so different than a physical one where you can tab through
yeah.
the pages and open it on your desk. So just kind of consider that before choosing a digital one. Is that what you want, or is it something you want to try this year? Or like, don't feel bad if you're like, no, I just want to stick with the
Yeah,
physical.
people know themselves. They know
Yeah.
if they are familiar with that, and digital planning is fun, but I just prefer the pen and paper. I just love feeling it in front of me.
Yeah. So let's review. We said first question, what do you want to use the planner for? Do you want it to have lesson planning pages? Do you want it to have to-dos? What do you want to use it for? Question 2, do you want bigger, all the features, all the space? Do you want something smaller, more compact? Question number 3, what is your budget? And are you looking for a high quality planner or honestly something low quality? And my thought here is there once again, there's no right or wrong. When I was teaching, I will be honest, I did not get a big fancy planner. I was very young. We did not have much budget. I didn't care about the fancy features, so I just got like a $12 Walmart planner. There was even a couple years this wasn't when I was teaching, but where I just literally got a notebook. It was literally just like a $1 steno line notebook, and I just did my to-dos in there. So, like, that is totally an option if that's what you want. But if you're like, "No, I want something that is premium. I want something beautiful. I want something with all the features and something I'm gonna enjoy using all year, and I want it to be high quality," then and I have the budget for it, that's different. Like, you're looking for kind of 2 different things there, and so it's good to just sit down and say, "Okay, what is my budget? What is the range of what I'm looking for? And what do I want?" Because there are the whole gamut. You can find a really cheap $12 planner at Walmart that you can just write down a few things, or you can get these really beautiful, high quality planners here. Sarah, I want to get your thoughts, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about why Pray and Plan is not on the budget end and why it's priced at a more premium price.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, even before we were selling Pray and Plan, I was always like that was my priority because we know that I mean, when we started selling Pray and Plan here, I was the team member who is geeking out over this because it is what makes me happy. I love sitting down and prioritizing what I'm going to do. And this is a part of my routine, and so it just makes me so happy. And this is worth it for me to prioritize. I love the fact that it stays together all year, even through what I put it through, because I'm not particularly easy on my planners, but I love the fact that all the different kinds of pens I use are bleeding through, which you can't always say that with some of the other planners, and there have been times where I've had to, use a lesser quality one. And I mean, it's been okay, but it hasn't made me as happy as having something that's pretty and spacious and, you know, having the little perks that we get from a nice planner.
Yeah. So it really does come down to like you get what you pay for. I think when you look at teacher planners and the whole range of prices from very inexpensive to honestly some premium prices for a planner. And so it really just does depend on your budget and what you're looking for. But Sarah mentioned a few reasons. Sometimes people ask us like, why is Pray and Plan so expensive? And just so you know, the range on Pray and Plan for the physical ones is between $39.95 and $59.95, and our printer was wonderful this year. I thought for sure we'd have to raise the prices, but they worked with us and found a
Oh,
new they actually got a new press and a new paper vendor, and they were able to keep the price roughly the same, so we didn't have to raise prices this year. So anyhow, it's not a cheap planner, but I want you guys to know like we are really working hard to keep the price in a reasonable range, and it really is for the reasons Sarah says. Our printer is printed locally here in Ohio with a local printer in the US. They use quality materials. The cover is laminated. The coil is a coil is so interesting. Sometimes people think it's not a good coil because it's actually plastic instead of metal. It looks very nice. This one's a beautiful silver this year. But the reason for that is because it is actually really, really durable and it doesn't bend and get messed up. So it has beautiful pockets, these tab pages, and man, I could go on a whole thing about how this is made. I was shocked at the intricacies of printing it. It is quite a process. I will just say that. These get sent out to a vendor to be laminated. These get sent out to a vendor to be cut. They
wow.
hand coil the spiral. Like it is crazy all that goes into producing these books.
Just the fact that it's hand coiled blows my mind. Like hand or that just what?
It blows my mind too. This one might be on the machine, but, like, basically these books are so big, the bigger ones that it doesn't work right on the machine. It wasn't working right, so they're like, "We'll hand coil them." I think they hand collate the tabs too. So, like, the tabs have to be hand inserted into the
Oh my
correct
goodness.
spots. So, I mean, it's not simple.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap to produce. So that's why they're premium, but they are really you get that premium quality, that great quality paper. They are going to be durable. They're going to last. And we've been doing this enough years that we've kind of identified the problems and solved and solved the ones that maybe our first edition or second edition had. We also work with the design. Also, has at least in our planner, and I know a lot of the premium planners is really thought through, right? You've got graphic designers and teachers all involved. Like we've thought through and had multiple conversations about literally every single element in this planner. And then the last few years, we've actually hired a local artist to design custom artwork for the coloring pages and for the different, design elements inside. And that's just really fun too. So there's just a lot of thought and intentionality that goes into that you're not going to get in the $12 Walmart planner. But once again, it depends on what you want.
Yeah. I love just what you said there about I feel so excited about how the planner has evolved over the years. Like when I think about the first year, it was so cute and I remember looking at it and I was like, "Oh, this is so pretty." But we had the feedback of, from men who were like, we want this planner too. This is pretty girly." And so we've worked intentionally on making sure that the planner is geared towards everybody. And then the coils, like how much better the coils are and just all the feedback. Like it makes me excited as someone who works here to know how hard we have like put the feedback that our customers give us into our planner. And I don't know, that just makes me excited because when you look at the planner and you're like, "Oh, this is a change we made." Like, even the tabs, do you remember that first year?
Mhm.
Like, everyone's like, "Hey, we could really use some tabs in here," and we added that because our customers wanted it, and it just makes me so happy to know that we have a product that our customers love too, and I don't know, that just makes me so happy from the inside out.
Yeah, Pray and Plan definitely has had so much customer feedback. We do that every single year and see like what can we improve. This year we made our pocket double-sided, so you now have kind of 2 pocket folders instead of 1 in all the larger editions. So yeah, we're always looking for what's that next update that's gonna be there. And yeah, in the early years, it was completely all on feedback and design. Yeah, that's really cool. So that's question number 3. What is your budget? Are you going high quality, low quality, middle of the road? What are you looking for? And then our fourth question is just what other features or benefits are important to you? And what do you care about and what don't you care about? Is design important or not? Is it important? I know one of our key features in Pray and Plan it is full of scripture. As the name implies, there's space for prayer, and so we really wanted to intentionally marry your day-to-day to-dos with your spiritual walk. So is that something that's important to you? Is that something that you're looking for? Do you want habit trackers? Do you want blank space? Does the design matter? Do you want your lesson plans a certain way? What is important to you? Obviously, you want to then find a planner that has those features or at least the top one. So I would almost ask yourself, like, what are my non-negotiables? Which ones really matter? And then which ones are just like nice to have, but I don't have to. These other things are more important. This episode is brought to you in partnership with the Herzog Foundation, and they want to let you know that applications are now open for the 2026 Faith in Nation Student Forum. Each fall, the Herzog Foundation hosts an incredible 4-day retreat for outstanding high school seniors from Christian schools and homeschool co-ops. The Faith in Nation Student Forum gives students the opportunity to strengthen their Christian worldview and engage with government leaders. Students can also participate in teen challenges, outdoor adventures, and social events designed to build leadership skills and lasting friendships. The Herzog Foundation covers the cost of the retreat, all except travel, making this an amazing opportunity for your high school seniors. Help them apply. Applications close September 18th. Learn more and apply at herzogfoundation.com. Now, back to our program. Sarah, what matters to you when you're looking for a planner?
Well, I mean, now that I've used the praying plan, I don't know that I could go back to something that doesn't have room for prayer. I love during during my Monday, when I'm setting up my Mondays, I love picking people to pray for and writing their names down. And one of the other things that I've really grown to love is I do customer service here at Teach for the Heart. And if someone emails us and they're just having a rough time, I will actually write our customers' names down in our planner and pray for them throughout the week. And I love that every day when I open up my planner, their name is right there. And it's just a physical reminder of there are teachers out there who need prayed for, their classrooms need prayed for. And so I don't think that I could go back to something that doesn't have space for prayer. And how many times have we talked about just the fact that you open it up and there's scripture there on those busy mornings when you're like, I haven't really had time to dig into God's word the way I've wanted to. We all have those days. I wish we didn't, but we do. And there's God's word there just to anchor your soul to who he is, what he wants us to do. And I just, you know, living for him, it's who I am. And getting to use something to plan my life around him, there's no other way for me. It just makes me excited. And so I love this. I don't know that I could ever go back to something that isn't built on being faith-based.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and that was really the vision behind Pray
Yeah.
and Plan, right? There are other great teacher planners out there, like, we could name them, you know what they are if you're a planner person, but when people kept asking us, "Can you make a teacher one for Christian teachers?" And that really is what makes Pray and Plan unique. Yes, it's beautiful, it has great design, all the elements we tried to put in there, but we said, "Okay, can we integrate that faith element? Can it be front and center? Beautiful, encouraging Bible verses, prayer prompts." quotes. And I love that too. I think that is what makes pray and plan really, really special.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as you guys are thinking though, honestly, your list will look different. I love it if pray and plan is a good fit for you, if prayer and Bible verses are important. But yeah, just thinking through, what do I want? Do I really care about tabs, or is that just a nice to have? Do I really care about, whether it has a photo or pocket, or is that a nice to have? So yeah, kind of getting your what is must have and then your nice to haves. Last thing I want to talk about real quick under this part is a printable planner. So, if for some people you have in your mind how you want to use your planner, and there just is not a planner that exists that is exactly like that. I think this is particularly true if you want to marry types. I want it to be a teacher planner, but I also want to do my meal planning. I want meal planning pages from so and so, and I want, house detail. Like, you kind of like, I want to make my own kind of custom thing from multiple different sources. So if you want to do something like that, what I recommend is getting printable planners. So like we have this for Pray and Plan, and a lot of other people do too, where you can then print off your own pages and hole punch them and make your own book, right? And then you can kind of add in whatever you want, take out what you don't, move pages around. There's even some places that you can go if you're like, I really want it spiral bound. You can lay it out yourself, go take it, and they'll spiral bind it. It's not going to end up being much cheaper than buying one outright. That's why I really just recommend this mostly if you're like, I really want to customize it myself. That can be a really good option. Of course, our international friends, we also
Yes,
recommend the printable because it is just crazy expensive to ship,
it is.
Sarah. It's like $20 to $50. Normally more like 50. Just sometimes Canada is okay, depending on where you live, but it gets really insanely expensive. So that's another place where a printable option's a really good way to
Yes.
go.
Yeah, and we do a lot of researching too, trying to find the best deals for postage, but it is still expensive.
Yeah, you get customs and all kinds of a mess as soon as you try to go internationally. So
Yes.
yeah, that printable option is really good for customizing or anyone that's overseas. So I hope this is helpful for you. Once again, I'll just review the questions. What do you want to use the planner for? Do you want a larger, more spacious planner or something more compact? Number three, what's your budget? Are you looking high quality, low quality? And then number four, what features are must haves and which ones are just kind of nice to have? And I hope that'll help you choose the best planner for you. And if you do want to check out Pray and Plan, it's at teachfortheheart.com/planner. And I know we threw out a bunch of things about the different, I didn't go into detail on which option is best, but there is a quiz there that will help walk you through it. And it'll kind of ask the same questions. It'll ask, do you want lesson planning or not? Do you want large or small? It'll guide you through and tell you exactly which one, if you're interested in Play and Plan, is the right one based on those things. Sarah, do you have any final advice or tips as we wrap this episode up?
I do. I have one thought that I always want to remind people that people think that this is a planner that only teachers can use. But I personally think, especially for like the deluxe or the mini, um, but I'm not even in the classroom anymore and I'm using the ultimate all the time, every single page. You can recommend this planner to anyone who prioritizes their faith in their life. I highly recommend it. Sometimes the prayer prompts, I might not have students to pray for, but I do have people in my life that need prayer. And so I just pray for them. And I encourage you to check it out. It's perfect no matter who you are.
Yeah, that's a great reminder. My daughter and her friends love the mini. Like, they're students, they're
Yes.
they're middle school students, and they love using this as their school planner. So it really does work in a variety of situations. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, you can find out all about Pray and Plan at teachfortheheart.com/planner. We are officially open for pre-orders for next year, 2026, 2027. It always feels so crazy to say that year when we do a new planner, but it's coming up before we know it. So you can grab your planner, get some pre-order bonuses if you order here quickly. It will be available, Lord willing, for a few months, but at some point we do sell out. Last year we sold out pretty early. We sold out in July. So make sure you don't wait too long to grab your planner if it's the one that you want. Well, thank you guys so much. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. This episode has been brought to you in partnership with the Herzog Foundation. All views and opinions are our own and don't necessarily reflect those of the Herzog Foundation. I'll see you soon. In the meantime, teacher, remember God is at work in you and through you, and He's using you to make a difference. Keep your eyes on Him and teach for the heart.